All right, y'all. Let's go.
Bang! What?
With less than 3 weeks left before the highly anticipated fight, Jake Paul has unveiled the secret weapon he believes will tip the scales in his favor. And this time, it's not another flashy gadget or an eccentric new coach. It's a world champion. The buzz surrounding the Tank vs. Jake Paul showdown keeps growing by the day, showing no signs of slowing down. From knockout bonuses to unexpected alliances forming behind the scenes, the build-up already feels like a Netflix series in the making. Now, Jake Paul has added to the drama by bringing in a world champion to spar with him ahead of the November 14th clash in Miami.
Blame a man for taking that opportunity because this is prize fighting, right? It's about making money and securing your family. Can you fault him for that?
It's two sides of that. Like,
okay.
It just depends. Like, as a fighter, just because I had a draw with somebody, for me, I may run it back. But
this revelation came directly from Jake during an interview with TMZ Sports. You could sense he's starting to feel the pressure of what's ahead. He called it his most dangerous fight yet, admitting that, for the first time in a while, nerves are beginning to creep in. Internally, I'm the most scared going into a fight that I've ever been, Jake confessed. Being vulnerable for a second, this is crazy. This is scary. It's kind of keeping me up at night.
His speed, his elusiveness, his ring IQ, his conditioning, he's gone 12 rounds so many different times, something that I've never even done, so he's going to be sharp all the way through. I mean, the list goes on, and so just actually being vulnerable for a second, it's like, this is crazy.
However, he quickly balanced that honesty with news that he surrounded himself with elite talent, alongside his usual training partners like Raymond Ford and Montana Love. Jake revealed that Shocker Stevenson, one of the most defensively skilled boxers in the world, would be joining his camp to help sharpen his technique before facing Gervonta Tank Davis.
Man, I'm thinking about, Bigfoot versus Littlefoot. Andre the Giant versus Wee Man. Man, this is gonna be better than damn Circus on Lake. Yeah, they gonna look weird as hell in the ring together, man. You see how big Jake Paul is? 200 plus pounds? Man, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
That's the part that caught everyone off guard. Even casual boxing fans know that Stevenson and Davis have never been on good terms. Their rivalry has been brewing for years, filled with social media jabs, teased fights that never happened, and constant comparisons of their lightweight skills. Seeing Stevenson cross that invisible line to join Jake's camp is major news. Shocker himself seemed excited, posting on X, "Fire. Get a chance to pick a great business mind and share some game in the process. I'm down." It was short, but it spoke volumes. He's not just there to spar, he's there to learn, to teach, and maybe send a subtle message to Davis himself.
When it comes to Davis, he says in that press conference, what do you say? Just be a fan and watch the fight and enjoy the fight. Enjoy what, bro? You against Uber drivers? I don't want to watch that. You know what I mean? And then you get a guy who gives you a good fight. Don't even give him a rematch. You know what I mean? And then you want to be compared to Floyd. Floyd gave instantaneous rematches.
What makes this collaboration even more intriguing is how strategic it really is. Stevenson's style revolves around timing, control, and angles, exactly what Jake will need to handle Davis's relentless pressure. Tank isn't just fast and powerful. He's precise. He dissects opponents round by round, forcing errors. Stevenson has studied that closely for years. By bringing him in, Jake is essentially hiring a living playbook of how to read and counter Davis's rhythm and movement.
You could, in any realistic or legitimate way in your mind, you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank.
No.
No way.
Nope.
Back in Miami, the stage is set. The fight will unfold at the Kaseya Center, and Jake has made it clear he's not showing up to merely survive. He's trimming down, adapting his conditioning to match Davis's pace, and focusing on countering explosiveness with timing. "My goal is to walk Tank into a knockout," like I've done with other opponents, Jake said. It's a bold statement, but that's been his mantra since day one: control the chaos and own the moment. With knockout bonuses, psychological tactics, and a known rival of Davis in his corner, the build-up already feels cinematic, blurring the line between sport and storyline.
Got some great guys coming in. Some really experienced southpaws that are smaller. I think Montana Love is coming in. Shakur Stevenson wants to come in. Jermaine Ortiz. We're gonna hit up Erickson Lubin. Some of these guys. So we're just gonna bring in a plethora of.
Ironically, despite this partnership, Shocker Stevenson isn't picking Jake Paul to win. He's been upfront about that. In his TMZ interview, Stevenson stated that while he respects Jake's effort, he still believes Gervonta Davis will prevail. Size will play some part, he said. If I'm thinking like Tank, I just go out there and outbox him. Use my knowledge and IQ. I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it easy.
92-pound weight difference, almost 100-pound weight difference. It's insane. Let's say he comes in at 200 pounds. It's still a 65-pound weight advantage. That is called one thing. That's called being a bully. It's like, dude, what are you doing? What don't you understand about this? If you want respect from your peers.
That's classic Shocker. Logical, calm, and analytical, he doesn't get caught up in hype. He recognizes that Tank's ring IQ is often overlooked, while many focus on his knockout power. Stevenson sees the strategist behind the punches. The way Davis studies opponents, breaks them down, and traps them. In his eyes, Jake's size is an advantage, but not the deciding factor.
Geo's world, facts. That's why Tank wants to fight Jake Paul. I'm telling you, he want to fight Jake Paul because he know if he climb in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, he's going to get zapated.
Not everyone agrees. Terrence Crawford, one of the most complete fighters of this era, sees it differently, speaking on the Full Send podcast. Crawford said he's leaning toward Jake Paul pulling off the upset. His reasoning? Pure physics, Jake's too big for Tank, Crawford said confidently.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog. There's no doubt about it.
In reality, he's way too big for him, Crawford continued. Tank's incredibly skilled, fast, explosive, hits hard, but Jake's got real power with that right hand. I've seen it firsthand. The dude's big, not as slow as people think, and he can punch. Honestly, I think Jake's youth and size give him the edge. It's an exhibition, sure, but if they really go for it, Jake's too big. If he lands one good shot, it could be over.
The latter. But instead of giving us the rematch with Roach, he's going to fight Jake Paul. Now, this is where you have a chance to stand up as fans. Don't pay for it. Don't watch it. But we know that you're...
Crawford's view carries weight because he's one of the few elite fighters who's actually trained around Jake. He's witnessed the growth, the power, and the discipline. His point about the jab is crucial. Jake's entire game relies on using his reach to set up the right hand. Against a shorter opponent like Tank, that could be a real weapon.
Talking about fighting Joshua, which is heavyweight, and now he's saying about fighting Tank. Nah, this can't be. It's Netflix as well. I need to go and do some checks and see if like the main pages have posted this, but Jake Paul's posted it. It says Friday, November 14th. It's in Atlanta, State Farm.
Meanwhile, inside Davis's camp, things look like controlled chaos. From leaked clips to strategic media leaks, everything seems orchestrated to project dominance. The narrative being pushed? That Tank isn't just holding his own against bigger sparring partners, he's overpowering them. His camp wants everyone to believe this version of Davis hits harder than ever.
Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Reports say he's been dropping sparring partners, even sending heavier fighters stumbling backward. The tone from his camp isn't careful or tactical, it's pure menace. They're selling power. Aggression and danger, not subtlety.
And you know what? PBC has to be called out in this too. They have one of the biggest stars in boxing, and they're putting them in this farcical fight. And they are struggling for survival, PBC. They are just falling apart. The Pacquiao fight did terrible, terribly promoted.
But beneath all that noise, there's an awareness of what Davis is really up against. He's the smaller man, naturally lighter, and trying to bulk up without sacrificing the explosive speed that defines him, at 135 pounds. His focus now isn't just fitness. It's about carrying his power into a heavier frame effectively.
The fight is scheduled and everybody's going to watch it. So with all the eyes on it, there's only one result that is going to be of satisfactory. Only one result. And if Tank knocks out Jake. That's the only result.
He's not doing long sparring sessions. It's short, brutal bursts. Less endurance, more impact. He's hunting for that one clean opening that can change everything in a second. His camp exudes defiant confidence. Trainer Calvin Ford has been open about even the smallest details, especially the gloves.
What do you think of Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis? I know on Instagram you called it a circus.
Yeah, this is boxing is slowly turning into the WWE. That's what I think.
Does Tank Davis have a chance?
Yes, but
yeah,
I don't even want to talk about it. Don't ask me a question like that again.
Hey, right.